Hey, hi, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you all so much for joining me. Today I wanted to go over some really popular face masks and tell you if I think they're worth the hype or not. So two of these are a little bit older, but they've been kind of like cult favorites for a really long time. And then two of these are a bit newer that have really made their way onto a lot of different social media platforms and that have just really blown up. And I want to tell you guys whether I think they're worth it or not. So I have four to talk about today. The first mask that I have to talk about is the Glam Glow Super Mud Clearing Treatment. This one retails for $59. Like I said, a couple of these have been around for a really long time. This one I feel like has been around forever. Maybe it's because I'm younger than a lot of people in the world, but I feel like this one has been around since I was born. I'm pretty sure. But this is a charcoal face mask, and in my opinion, charcoal face masks are very hit or miss because charcoal is an ingredient that has a lot of really big claims, but it's not actually been that researched. So we don't really know what it does, and if anything, it can actually cause a little bit of sensitivity and irritation on the skin. So as far as this mask goes in application, it goes on really nice and evenly, and it's a really dark black pigment, and you'll see in the clip that I'm placing here that it dries down to almost a gray color, and you can really see all of the little imperfections, all of those pores kind of peeking out of this mask once it's dried down. And once it's gray, that's when you know that it's time to rinse it off. So this one, I would say, put it on, let it dry until it's that gray color, or about 10 to 15 minutes is generally how long I'd leave this one on. Overall, I would say that it works, but I'm gonna go over some ingredients for you guys as well. So for ingredients that I like, this has lactic acid, salicylic acid, glycolic acid, mandelic acid, tartaric acid, and pyruvic acid. So it has 6 different exfoliating acids that are really going to help bulldoze through all the gunk on your face. It's kind of like the lactic acid, glycolic acid, mandelic acid, all of those acids are really going to help with the top layer of your skin. Those are all AHA ingredients, so they really help exfoliate the top layer of your skin. And then that salicylic acid goes even deeper into your pores and really helps clear out your skin from the inside out. Along with all of these exfoliating acids, which are really nice in this product is also formulated with kaolin clay, which is a really good clay for pulling out all of those impurities, which is why you're seeing those little spots, especially around the nose if you have blackheads, once this mask dries down. To make sure that this mask doesn't completely strip your skin of everything that it has, it's also formulated with aloe vera leaf juice, which is a nice hydrating ingredient. So that is really nice. However, this product does have quite a few negative ingredients in my opinion, mainly when it comes to fragrance. This mask is formulated with so much goddamn fragrance, and the fragrance that it's formulated with are very irritating fragrances for the face. So first of all, let's talk about the fact that eucalyptus leaf oil is the 6th ingredient on this ingredient list. That is so high up, and for those of you that don't know how to read an ingredient list, the first ingredient is the highest concentration, the last ingredient is the lowest concentration. So this ingredient list isn't too long, but for having an ingredient list that's as long as this one is, having it be the 6th ingredient is such a high concentration. And not only does it have eucalyptus leaf oil, this also has eucalyptus leaf powder. And so you have eucalyptus, which is very drying, stripping, and irritating to the skin, along with peppermint oil, which is so irritating to the skin. And I know that a lot of people like peppermint oil, but do not put it all over your face. It's a bad idea. On top of that, it also has fragrance listed. The word fragrance is listed in the ingredient list. So you have fragrance, and then you have eucalyptus, and then you have another type of eucalyptus, and then you have peppermint, and then on top of that, you have limonene and linalool, which are essential oil derivatives, which are more fragrance, and this is just chocked full of fragrance, and every single one of those is above 1% concentration. So how you know it's above 1% is if any of you guys see the ingredient phenoxyethanol on your ingredient list, that is a preservative that we use here in the US that maxes out at a concentration of 1%. So if it's below phenoxyethanol, that means it's under 1%, and if it's above phenoxyethanol, that means it's most likely above 1%. So when it comes to my problem with this mask, it really is just all of those fragrant ingredients. It ends up being really, really irritating on the skin, and you can feel it when you put this mask on. It burns, and that burning sensation goes away as it dries down, and overall, it is okay, I would say, to use, but not as frequently as I see a lot of people use it. I would say use this one at very, very most once a week, because it does have all of those very, very highly concentrated fragrant ingredients. However, you do only leave it on for 5 to 15 minutes, I would say. So it is a wash-off treatment that you're going to get off of your skin eventually. It's not staying on for 8-9 hours. And in that case, I'd say it's okay, but it does burn. Be aware of that if you have sensitive skin. The next mask that I have to talk to you guys about is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Sleeping Mask. This one retails for $45 for the full size. This is a mini, but this product irritates me, and I will tell you why. So first of all, I'm going to talk about the application. It's a very thick jelly formula. It almost reminds me of the formula of like if you were to make gelatin and then not freeze it for long enough. It's like that. So it's like, or if you just like put too much water in it or something, it's like a very thick jelly formula. But when you put this on, it goes on very thin. It's completely clear. It looks pink, but it's completely clear when you put it on. And you smooth it on in a nice even layer, and then I like to kind of go in circles and massage it into the skin once I'm completely done applying it. So that's the application process. Here is the reason that this irritates me. The ingredient list of this is so good. It's absolutely incredible. So first of all, we have sodium hyaluronate, we have glycerin, seaweed extract, watermelon extract, we have vitamin B5, we have glycolic and lactic acid in here, which are going to help exfoliate your skin overnight. There's licorice root extract, which is an incredible ingredient, and then there are so many other different fruit extracts that are just like incredible for your skin. There is not a single ingredient in here. Well, there is, but they're at the very, very bottom of the list, so I don't even really count them because I think that they're probably formulated under 1%. But other than that, there is not a single ingredient in here that I don't like. And it bothers me because I can't use this mask. And here is why. So when I put this on, I have tried to use this probably 10 times by now, and every single time I use it, the second that it dries down, it starts peeling and flaking off of my skin like nothing I have ever used in my life before, and it's the most annoying thing I've ever experienced. So if you want to try this mask, get a sample size first, because ingredients wise, it's just absolutely amazing, and I would love to be able to use it, but I can't, because if you have that experience with it, trust me, it will annoy the crap out of you. So moving into the masks that are a little bit more current, this one is the Milk Makeup Watermelon Brightening Face Mask. This retails for $26, and this is a stick clay mask. It's really, really cool. So in application, what you do is you take this top off of it and you just kind of swipe it across the skin, and you'll see in this clip that since it's in the stick formula, you'll notice that you're not applying as much as you would think you would with a regular clay mask. It goes on in a very, very thin layer, and it almost looks like it's not even on the skin, but you have a little bit of a pink tint once it's been fully applied, and that's how you know that it's on. So the only issue that I really have when it comes to the experience with this one is when you wash it off, it feels like you're kind of like trying to like tug at your skin, because it doesn't rinse off easily, if that makes any sense, is the only issue that I have when it comes to the experience with this one. But other than that, I think that it's really, really cool because you use a lot less product than you feel like you need to, and you kind of realize how much product you actually need with a clay mask, which is cool. When it comes down to ingredients that I like in here, it has glycerin, kaolin clay, and propylene glycol, all formulated above 1%, which is nice because glycerin is a good humectant. Kaolin, like I said earlier, really pulls out those impurities from your skin, and the propylene glycol is another good humectant hydrating ingredient. However, when it comes down to ingredients in this one, every single other beneficial ingredient is listed below phenoxyethanol, meaning that it's below 1% on concentration, which is a little bit annoying because this is marketed as a watermelon face mask, and the watermelon extract is well below 1% on the ingredient list. And that is something that really annoys me when companies do that. So this last mask that I have to talk about to you guys, the best one, and it is also the cheapest one, and this one is blown up everywhere, and I think you guys know what I'm about to say. This one is the Ordinary AHA 30%, BHA 2% peeling solution, and oh my goodness gracious, God, is it amazing. So first of all, let's talk about the application process. This is one that I prefer putting on with gloves just because it's so powerful that you don't really want to exfoliate your fingers. But I did not have gloves in this clip, so just rinse your fingers off as soon as possible after you're done applying it. But this is one that comes out of a dropper bottle. Make sure to drop it into your hands and not directly on your face. And then you just kind of apply this all over your skin. And once you look like you've murdered a whole village with a sledgehammer, then you're good to go. This is one that I leave on for about 8 minutes. The directions say to leave it on for 10. I would say, especially if you're new to chemical exfoliation, honestly, if you're brand new to chemical exfoliation, don't use this, your skin will freak out. But if you're newer to chemical exfoliation and you've worked yourself up to this, still work into that 10 minutes because this is so, so, so powerful. The thing about this is I see a lot of people using this way more often than they should be. Me personally, I use this maybe twice a month. So that's every 2 weeks. Sometimes I use it every 3 to 4 weeks. So I really don't use it super, super often because it is so, so, so strong. For all of my 21 and up followers, I know there's a lot of you guys out there, that night that you got drunk and fell asleep in all your makeup and then woke up hungover and then fell asleep in all your makeup again 2 nights in a row, this will bulldoze through literally everything on your face, I promise you. But as far as ingredients that I like in here, all of them. Literally, there is not a single ingredient in here that doesn't have a purpose and that doesn't have a positive benefit for the skin, which is so difficult to find in so many products for some reason, but it's fragrance free. Every single ingredient has a purpose, which is awesome. Glycolic acid is the first ingredient even before water. It also has salicylic acid, which is that BHA. It has lactic acid, citric acid, tartaric acid. It has a bunch of different exfoliating acids. So, like I said, be cautious of how often you're using it, but it is so amazing and incredible, and I love it. And there's not a single ingredient in there that I wouldn't feel comfortable putting on the skin, and that is a mask that I would recommend to absolutely anybody. So overall, do I think that these masks are worth it? The Ordinary one, yes, 100%. Just be aware of how often you're using it, because I see some people use it every single day and I don't know how their skin is still on their face, and it freaks me out. But be aware of how often you're using that one. But yes, 110% that one is worth it. The other three, it depends on how you feel about certain ingredients. So like I said, the Glow Recipe one, if it didn't peel, 135%. I would recommend that one to every single person on this planet because it is incredible when it comes down to ingredients. When you break down that ingredient list, it is fabulous. The Glam Glow one, I don't know. I think that one really is all hype. Like I said, it works. It does its job, but there are other clay masks that do the job better at a way cheaper price point than that one is. That one is almost $60. And then the last mask was the Milk Makeup one. that one, I think if you wanted something to just kind of play around with that's a little bit different, yeah, of course, it's great, but I don't think that everybody needs it. And I think that it's more for like the aesthetic looking purpose of influencers want to post something that looks pretty. So that's my thoughts on all of these masks. If you enjoyed this video, if it helped you out, please give it a big thumbs up. I really appreciate it. It definitely helps me out. If you would like to watch my last video, you can go ahead and click right over here. And if you would like to subscribe to my channel, which I urge all of you to do, you can go ahead and click right over here, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye, guys.